I mean, obviously, I'm not that much of a jerk. I'm not going to kill you all off. But you do take 40 damage. Uh, okay. Everybody make a constitution save.
Thank God for advantage. That's embarrassing, Fitz. Really, did you not roll in the tower? We gotta see how bad your roll was.
Damn it.
At least we all get to see the rolls now. Nice roll, Wappa. Did you roll natural 20? Very good.
I don't think so.
Do you have any pluses to your con?
+1, so it's a 19.
Very nice.
Okay, that's everybody. So, Amir, you are in darkness. And then around you, everything is music and light. And you look around you, and you're in a dwarven hall, somewhere underground. There's people celebrating, smiling faces.
Do I feel like out of place, or does this seem like a natural transition? Like, did I forget what just happened?
Seems absolutely natural.
Okay, I'll look around for my mug of ale. I'm certain it was near me a moment ago.
It is.
I'll take a big swill, look around for family or friends, and try to identify faces of people I recognize.
Cold and delicious. And across the hall from you, you see your wife. She's smiling and beckoning towards you.
Have any sense of loss, or does like the memory of losing her even exist?
It's not clear. Something feels not quite, but you can't land your head on it, and it just feels normal.
I'll kind of squint my eyes and shake my head as though I'm trying to shake off a fog, and then I'll look to her and kind of half smile and wave.
She smiles back at you and motions towards you. She's standing next to a doorway.
Get up and approach her.
Okay. As you step forward towards her, the hall goes dark. The laughter turns to screams. The ale turns to blood all over everything. Your wife's face turns from joy to horror, and she screams. Shapes come out of the darkness of the door behind her and pull her in as she screams.
I'll reach for my two-hander and see if I feel it there.
Nothing.
I'll just grasp at air and scream and run towards her, barreling, trying to catch the door.
You run towards her, trying to catch the door, but as dark shapes pull her into the darkness, the door slams shut. You can hear her screaming beyond the door. She screams, "Amir, don't leave me!"
Just throw all my weight into the door and try to bust it open.
You beat your fists against the door until they're bloody, but you can't open it. And then you hear sounds behind you.
I grip my teeth and, full of rage, spin to see what's behind me.
Things, dark shapes, indistinct, coming out of the darkness. The hall is gone. It's just you in a small circle of light that you can barely see through, and shapes on the edges. They move towards you.
No other exits or space to kind of move to, because I'm against the wall, I assume.
Not anymore. There's no more wall behind you. You're encircled, surrounded.
Just ball my fist and wade into them swinging.
You ball your fist and step forward, and as you do, you hear the sound of wings, a huge sound, giant wings, and everything goes dark.
How
Logan.
fun.
Logan, everything goes black, and then suddenly you're standing on a hill. You're somewhere in the north, and you look down. There's forests all around you, snow-capped peaks in the distance. At the base of the hill is a small village with people going about their day.
I walk down towards the village.
You start walking down the hill, and you hear a whistle from behind you.
Turn around and look.
It's the dogman. He's kneeling in front of you, looking down towards the village too.
What's up, dog man?
Long time, brother.
Where are we?
He looks around. You can't go yet, brother.
I'm not quite sure what to do.
He nods. Got yourself in a mess this time.
You can say that again.
He points up into a tree above his head. There's a raven sitting on a branch, looking at you.
Bad omen.
He shakes his head. Work to be done. And he stands up. And as he stands, the raven flies down towards your face. And everything goes black.
Swat away at it.
Let's see. I think that is Torgrim. Torgrim, you find yourself all in darkness, and for a moment it's silent. And then you hear a low chanting ahead of you, somewhere off in the darkness.
And my dark vision isn't helping me with the darkness. It's I can't see.
Can't see anything.
Move ahead, putting my hands out in front of me and to the sides, checking for whether I'm in a tunnel or what, toward the sound of the voices.
You reach your hands out, feeling for anything, and you can't find anything. And as you step forward, figures begin to come into view. They're in a little pool of light. There are 7 of them, 3 on either side of a stone table. All of them are wearing masks, meant to look like dragon's horns, dragon's features. They're chanting. The one at the head of the table is a dwarf. He's got a beard that looks like yours.
I look for weapons. Do I have any?
None. You're wearing your blacksmith clothing. Not even a hammer at your belt.
And do I recognize the man at all?
You don't.
Or
not
the
through
dwarf
mask.
at all? I move forward then, toward them. What is this? Where am I?
They pay no heed to you at all. But one of the men steps to the side, and you can see that on the table is a dwarven woman. She's obviously pregnant, very naked, screaming. The men continue to chant louder and louder.
Wide eyes, I shuffle a bit further forward, but I begin to look like I understand what's going on and just quietly watch now.
As you watch, you feel emotion around you. All around you, indistinct. And as you look to the side, you see the darkness around you moving.
The darkness is moving, or things are coming out of the darkness?
The darkness is moving.
All right, then I'll shuffle further forward toward the light, away from the moving darkness.
You shuffle further forward. And as you move forward, you find that the table has disappeared. And in front of you is only more darkness. It seems to writhe
Spin
around
in a
you.
circle,
You spin in a
flashing
circle.
out of the darkness.
And as you reach out, you feel scales. And all of a sudden, above you, looms the face of a huge worm, blacker than night. Its eyes burn with intensity as it stares at you.
It's you. Have you come for me?
It raises its head. Its jaws open wide. Acidic spittle drips onto the floor.
I dodge to the side and throw acid at it.
You dodge to the side. But your magic has failed you. You can't feel it. And you know that any moment you're about to be melted, consumed, destroyed.
Scream no and launch myself forward into the dragon.
You launch yourself forward, and suddenly in front of you stands a man. A human man, tall. Gaunt, wearing white robes. One half of his face is a skull. There's flesh hanging off of it. The eye socket is empty. The other half of his face is pale flesh and a pure white eye. He's got hair coming off only that side of his head, long, wispy, and white. He stares at you.
Who are you?
He makes no sound. In his right hand, he holds it up, and he's holding a heart. His fingers squeeze around it, and you feel a great pain in your chest. He raises his other hand, and in his other hand he holds power. And in the back of your head, you hear a whisper. Choose.
With a hand clutching my chest. Which hand had the power in it?
Left hand.
I'll reach out and grasp the power from his left hand.
You do. And everything goes dark. Fitz.
Mm-hmm.
You're in your room, back where you stayed with Master Araman.
Okay.
There's a candle burning. What did this room look like?
Just a small, wooden bed with a feather mattress or a straw mattress, and a small side table. Just very small, simple room.
You're back there, sitting on your bed, candle on the side table. The door across from you is closed.
I'll get up and open the door.
You open the door. And all of a sudden, the room around you disappears and you're standing on a plain. There are stars overhead. Many, many stars. They're all shining. But the plain you're standing on is a field of bone. And in front of you in the distance is a tower, a crenellated tower topped with a sharp spire. It's freezing cold.
Try and carefully make my way to the tower. Get out of the cold.
As you make your way toward the tower, rather than subsiding, the cold actually deepens. Freezing. Every step you take, it gets a little colder.
Is this in the tower or making my way to it?
Making your way to it.
I look all around me. Is there anything else in view?
You turn around to look behind you, and behind you, you see the tower.
Just keep walking to the tower, enduring the cold.
It gets colder. You start to move slower. It's in your bones now. Every step becomes agony to move.
I keep pushing. I have nowhere else to go.
You keep pushing forward. And a light catches the corner of your eye off to your left.
I focus on the light and try and see what it is.
You turn towards the light. And some of the stars are burning brighter than others, and as you watch, they become brighter and brighter. And if you look at them, it's a constellation almost. It looks like a winged shape of some sort. The light burns brighter, and it starts to warm you.
Move away from the tower and towards the light.
You take a step toward the light, and it surrounds you. And then everything is black. And poor Dolman isn't here. Dude's sick.
Do his thing later, I guess, huh?
Yep, do his thing later. Okay. Amir. You wake up.
Kind of blink my eyes and then swing wildly around me and then stop and get my bearings and try to figure out what's going on.
You're lying in a bed somewhere. There are several others lying in beds around you. You're very, very weak. The room you're in is stone.
I assume my thought to swing around my fist wildly around me was more of a thought than an action. So my fist barely moved.
Mm-hmm. You've never felt this weak before.
Do I recognize the room?
You don't. Completely foreign.
Is my weakness like fatigue or is it wounds? Am I like wounded as far as I can tell?
A deep, deep fatigue.
Gotcha.
Nowhere in particular hurts, but then everywhere hurts, so it's hard to tell.
Can I see any familiar faces or shapes in the beds around?
It looks like your companions.
Kind of laugh, chuckle. Well, looks like we survived. Anybody else awake? Rasp out.
From the foot of the bed, you hear a voice. Oh, they'll all make it, I think.
Herschel, is that you?
Into your line of sight steps Gundren,
Ah,
and he looks sad. No, lad. Try to rest.
how long has it been?
He looks worried. Too long. Don't try to talk too much. 2 deaths are enough for any man.
I'll nod and just say one last word. Who?
He looks confused.
I'll just kind of close my eyes and slip off them.
Logan, you wake up.
Kind of crack an eye and look around.
You see your companions in the beds around you. Place is stone. You can hear voices, movement from off in the distance. There are people around, but you can't see them.
Just kind of reach down and pinch my thigh.
It's hard to tell if it hurts any more than everything else on your body hurts, but you can feel it.
Still alive. I pass back out.
As you roll over to pass back out, on your nightstand next to your bed is a little roughly carved figure of a dog. Torgrim, you wake up.
Roll around, look to my left and my right.
You see your companions in the beds around you.
Lever myself up against the backboard so that I'm sitting up. And do I see Gundren in the room as well?
You don't. There's nobody here. And from the windows in the room, it looks like it's night outside. Sitting up is an enormous effort. You manage to prop yourself about halfway up against the bedhead. The head of the bed. There we go.
Managed to prop yourself up against the head of the bed with bedhead.
We had have bedhead too. Yeah.
I mean, yes.
I'll look at my hands. The palms, do I look the same to myself?
You do. With one notable difference. On your right hand, you're wearing the ring.
But I don't feel
Well-
hungry.
What's that?
Do I feel hungry?
You feel hungry, but not ravenous. A normal hunger. A man weak in bed.
Is there water or anything on the bedstand near me or anything like that?
There is.
Okay. I'll weakly reach over and drink some water and continue to sit and ruminate.
You sit and ruminate. And as you do, you fall quietly back to sleep. Fitz, you wake up.
Take a look around the room.
You blink your eyes open and take a look around the room. And as the cold you remember faded, you see Master Araman standing in front of you, and he's pulling his fingers back from your chest.
I reach out for his hand.
He gives you a pat. There, boy.
What happened? How long have I been out?
He looks at you deeply, narrowing his eyes. Long enough. Rest. When you're well, come find me. And he turns and walks away. You hear his feet echoing on the stones as he steps out of the room.
I lie my head back on the pillow.
And you pass back asleep. Okay. Over the course of the next several days, there are more episodes like that. You wake up, you fall back asleep, but every time you feel a little stronger. Soon you're able to eat a little bit. There are people that are tending to you. Some women, some men in acolytes' robes.
Do you ever get a sense of like where we're at, or how long it's been?
You get a sense of where you are. When you ask, the folk tending to you smile. You're in Neverwinter.
Interesting.
The fuck?
And they always admonish you to rest. Yeah, okay. A few days of this go by. And you start spending more and more time awake, although it's hard to leave the bed. And Gundren comes by while everyone's awake getting a meal. Well, boys, I see you're all up and awake.
Kind of nod my head in deference to him when he enters. I trying to regain our strength.
You need it after what you've been through.
Did it work? Is the village saved?
He smiles at you. Yes. Well, as much of it as could be saved. They had a few deaths. He looks around. Not least of them yours. But for the most part, the village is saved. They're probably putting up a memorial to you as we speak, and he smiles.
It's good to hear.
Pulls up a stool in the middle of the room where you can see everybody.
Who did we lose? All said and told at the end.
There were 4 or 5 from the village who never awoke when you broke the curse. And the 2 that were with you, the druid and the priest. When I showed up, the villagers were getting ready to bury you all. Nice ceremony it was going to be, too. They accepted my right to bring you with me, but they wouldn't release the other two.
Wait, the other two is Herschel and the priest, I assume?
Yeah.
So they buried Herschel.
With all due ceremony, I'm afraid.
Huh. Seems, well, nothing to be done for it.
It was a near thing. We went as fast as we could. I felt like, well, listen. I gave you a simple job. It turned out to not be so simple. I didn't feel like I could just let you die if I could prevent it.
We appreciate it. I suppose if we're here in Neverwinter now, that means the Vale is mostly safe for passage for your trade route then.
Nods his head back and forth as if considering. Well, the caravan made it through. Safe. Safe enough. For now, at least. Though there's still more work to be done. But there'll be time to talk of all that later. Get your strength back. It took me longer than I would like to get you here. The priests almost wouldn't try.
What happened to the ring? Is it gone?
He looks puzzled. Ring? What ring?
Yes. We did a ritual to destroy the thing that caused the sickness. That's why we're in this shape.
Oh, yes. Mylene told me of that. As far as I know, it was destroyed, with everything else.
Torm keeps his hand slipped under the covers.
Well then, I can be at peace knowing that some vengeance was done at least. We should rest, I agree. Talk more after we've recovered.
Yes, don't worry. We'll talk more. I'll be back. You all just get some rest. He puts his chair up.
When Gundren leaves, I'll roll over in my bed and pull my hand out. Emir, the ring isn't gone. And show him my hand.
Oh, you show me the ring?
Yeah.
Well,
Why are you wearing it?
I can't tell you exactly, but I don't think it's the same as it was.
I'm sure Nias thought that as well before he became a shade.
Perhaps.
Can you take it off?
I thought to try. So I reach up to try to take it off.
it sticks fast.
No, it's part of me.
Kind of laugh. You, my friend, are cursed. We'll have to do something about that. I guess for now, if it's not killing you, we have time to figure it out later. Perhaps a priest can bless it off of you.
Yes. Don't tell the elves. I'm going to wear a glove.
Yes, we'll keep it between us for now. I like how we can just say elves and it's literally everybody else. I had to think about that for a moment.
I mean,
Damn
elf and a
elves.
couple of half elves.
They're all elves. They have pointy ears.
It's all
Elf
the same.
racism.
Dwarves eat elves. Adolaman is leaning up against the head of his bed, I think, trying to play his instrument.
Did any of you have foul dreams while we were out?
Yes. I described my dream.
Interesting. Mine was very personal as well. Involved my my lost company, my wife who I lost in a company. Kind of look solemn for a moment. It's a terrifying dream. I'm glad it was a dream. Felt very real.
Did. Mine as well. It was my family and all of my family, including the dragon.
Raise an eyebrow. You dragon in your family.
The dragon. The black dragon from the past.
You have some ancestral ties to it.
Aye.
Guess that explains you spitting acid everywhere. I was wondering what that was about. It occurs to me we never asked.
Figured it was a fucking mage spell. I didn't even put two and two together. Oh boy. He also has scales too, so it's kind of a thing.
Interesting days we live in now. I feel out of time sometimes. Well, let's rest. I'm going to get some more sleep. Then we can figure out what's next with Gundrum. I think he owes us a little more than gold. Perhaps some opportunity in the Vale.
I was standing on a hill, saw my village. The dogman was there. If we were dead, does that mean he's there too?
I don't know. He left for the mines. If we go back to the Vale, maybe we can find him. Or maybe Gundrum saw him when he passed through. We should ask.
Well, I awoke and there's a wood carving of a dog next to my bed. The only person I know that would do that is the dogman.
That's peculiar. Maybe he was here then. Looked over you.
It's possible.
He wasn't known to walk in dreams then.
No. But you have to be realistic about such things. I'm sure he had things to do. If he's alive, we'll see each other again. For now, I'm going back to bed.
Okay. We might end a little early this week. That might be a good place to call it.
Cool.
Unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about or do or etc. before we end.
No, I think that's good. It's probably good not to go too far without a Dolman as well.
Yeah, it gives him time to do his vision and then either choose
Catch up to
Yeah.
what's going on.
Catch up.